Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Anthony.
And on behalf of the bride and groom, we are honored to welcome you all to the barn at Liberty Farms. Lara and Terence are grateful to have each one of you here.
And more importantly, welcome Lara and Terence, on this beautiful day. An ancient Chinese proverb states, "An invisible thread connects those who are destined to meet." Regardless of time, place, and circumstance, the thread may stretch or tangle, but it will never break.
Anthony and I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. The connection you have with one another did not just happen by chance. It was written in the stars.
We are grateful to both of you for bringing us together. Thank you for allowing us to witness this special moment.
We now invite all of you to join us in cultivating presence for the ceremony. In doing so, we kindly ask that you silence your phones and any other noise-making devices. Throughout the ceremony, you are welcome to take pictures, but we'd ask you to do so sparingly. The couple requests that you stay in the moment with them as they share this monumental occasion with you. Not to worry, we have a wonderful photographer and videographer who will be sure to capture all the moments. Once we wrap up, please join us for cocktail hour on the opposite side of the barn.
At this time, please place both feet on the earth. I invite you to place your hands in your laps. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears, then gently let them go, allowing them to rest on your back. Softly close your eyes or look down at your hands, whichever is more comfortable. We often think of moments that have already happened or moments that are about to happen next, and we rarely pay attention to what's happening right now. I invite you to let go of what has already happened and what is about to happen, and pay attention to Lara and Terence in this moment as they embark on their journey as husband and wife. Please think of something about Lara and Terence as a couple that brings you joy. It could be the way they laugh together, the way they support each other, their common love of food, or the fact that they make a very attractive couple. Hold on to that as you take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale in. Exhale, release. You may now blink your eyes open.
Take a moment and notice those around you. As we feel their presence, we will now recognize those who may not be here physically, but whose spirits are with us. Terence's grandfather, for whom he was named, Terence Stone. Al Goldstein, Lara's pop-pop, who set an example of great love by marrying her grandma against all odds. Lara Zadie, who Lara believes would have loved talking spirituality with Terence. Grandma Faye, who Lara always looked up to as a pillar of strength. Lara's mamam, who wanted nothing more than to see her Lara happily married to a man who was both tall and her complementary birth order. And of course, we are missing Lara's dad, Lee, today.
We have known the Goldsteins for quite a long time through local Delaware theater, but we became family the moment we made the decision to go to Spain for a year with Lara.
Shortly before we left for Spain, Lee and Cindy invited us to the Macaroni Grill for dinner. We laughed and shared all the appetizers and main course. As the waitress cleared our plates, Lee leaned over to us with a more serious look in his eyes. He expressed concern that Lara was going to be so far from home, but added that he was relieved that we would be there with her. And then he casually tasked us with taking care of his daughter, being sure to emphasize that if anything happened to her, he would hold us personally responsible. Then he bought us dessert and said, "Welcome to the family."
Lee, Jared, and Adam were always very protective of Lara. They entrusted us to make sure she was happy and safe when they couldn't. We continue to take that job very seriously.
Fast forward to when we first met Terence. The first time we met Terence, Lara brought him over to our house for a weekend visit. They had been dating for some time, but we knew if she was bringing him over to meet us, something was different.
It was a rainy Saturday, and we had just received a delivery from Lowe's to install a fence in our backyard. As Lara and Terence both know, I am not a fan of manual labor, so this was not my choice. We installed the fence, and it looks great, but that's not the point of the story.
The moment Terence and Lara pulled up to our house, we were carrying huge boxes into our backyard. Now, mind you, it was raining, and we had never met Terence before. So, of course, we greeted him with a big hug, thanked him for coming to visit us, and said, now grab that end of the box and help us carry it into the backyard.
A typical weekend with Lara usually includes food, singing, and Lifetime movies. Did we mention the food and singing? Terence fit right in. It was an amazing weekend, but when they left, I turned to Jeff, and at that moment, we knew that Lee would approve of us passing on the torch to Terence. Lara had a new lifelong protector.
We would now like to invite Ross and Liz to recite the 7 blessings. As languages and culture are very important to Lara and Terence, they have requested these blessings to be read in both Spanish and English.
Yeah, come right in here. We'll scooch back.
Que vuestro amor os haga rebosar de alegría e inspiración para enriquecer las vidas de los demás.
May your love create an abundance of joy and inspiration to enrich the lives you touch.
Que vuestro vínculo siempre se fortalezca con generosidad y perdón.
May your bond always be strengthened by generosity and forgiveness.
Que la gente que os quiere y apoya siempre os recuerde que el amor engendra amor.
May the people who love and support you always remind you that love begets love.
Que vuestra compasión por el otro transforme y cure un mundo en problemas.
May your compassion for one another help transform and heal a troubled world.
Que seáis el uno para el otro un refugio seguro.
May you bring each other safe haven that always protects and nurtures your love.
Que podáis comprender todo el potencial de vuestro amor como una fuerza universal que da vida y emana luz, incluso en la inevitable confrontación de las dificultades. Los límites del amor solo se regalan a la voluntad de quienes lo comparten.
May you realize the full potential of your love as a universal life-giving and light emanating force even in the inevitable face of turmoil. For the bounds of love are only relegated to the will of those who share it.
One day this past summer, we were talking about the wedding together and thought it might be special if we asked Lara and Terence some questions about their relationship.
To share their responses, we will now do a little role play. I will be playing the role of Terence, and Anthony will be playing Lara.
I admire that Terence is strong, confident, and is unabashedly himself.
There are so many things I admire about Lara. Her compassion, her optimism, and her general goofiness.
He doesn't care what others think and stands strong in his thoughts and feelings.
But if I had to pick one, it would be her courage. The courage she has to just jump into a group of people and try to connect, most of the time successfully, with everyone. The courage she had to move to Spain, learn a new language, and then live there for 4 years.
Watching him hold himself the way he does gives me confidence to be the truest version of myself.
The courage she had to keep advancing in her life and career when trauma was at her doorstep. The courage she had to take a chance on me and to keep fighting for this relationship even when I wasn't making things easy due to my own trauma. the courage she has to keep examining herself on a daily basis so that she can better understand and communicate with herself, those around her, and in this relationship. And the courage she has to stand up here with me and show all of these people who we love so much, who she is, what we have, and what she wants for our life together. How did I know that she was the one? There wasn't one moment, but rather a series of moments. The first one took me by surprise around 5 months into us dating. I didn't think I was looking for love at that time, but then there it was in front of me. And so I told her.
I don't know if there was an exact moment, but I knew I had found my person through a way we communicate. Even towards the beginning of our relationship, whenever we had to have those tough conversations, he would always listen to me. He was more interested in finding a shared outcome than arguing. I knew I wanted this characteristic in a partner.
Another time was after we moved in together. We were getting dinner ready, listening to music, and I just thought, wow, this is amazing. Maybe it could always be like this. And then when we got our puppy Bimo together, I saw how much love she had to give, and I felt how well we functioned together as a team. After that, I really couldn't imagine building a life with anyone but her. I thought, look where this love has brought us. Let's see how far we can go.
Also, I find him smoking hot. She said that. Corner of the Sky from Pippin is the Broadway song that symbolizes Terence to me. He was always looking to better himself.
The song that makes me think of Lara is Maria from West Side Story, because she loves that show and is always urging me to learn the Tony part so I can sing to her. And Maria is the one song from the show I do know, so I sing that to her in the car on our trip sometimes.
When we started dating, Terence was trying to find his place in the world, a place where we could create and build something meaningful. I think over the course of our relationship, we have both found our place together, our own little corner of the sky. Plus, I fantasize about hearing him belt out the beautiful tenor notes to sing.
The song that symbolizes Lara to me is an old Broadway song I used to sing a lot when I was training at NYU. It's called You Are Love, from Showboat, and the lyrics to the final chorus go like this. You are love, wonder of all the world. Where you go with me, heaven will always be.
Terence makes me smile when he gives me an unexpected kiss on my shoulder or forehead, for no reason, as I'm doing the dishes, sitting on the couch, or just as he passes by. It is intimate and makes me feel loved.
Lara makes me smile when she talks to Bimo in a ridiculous baby voice.
Terence makes me laugh when he flares his nostrils in public. It's a subtle thing, so most people don't know, but it's so strange and it always makes me laugh at that awkwardness.
Lara makes me laugh when she does her signature dance move. It's a weird sort of fast wiggling with clenched fists. You'll no doubt see it at the reception.
Terence makes me proud when I watch him interact with friends and especially his family. He makes those around him comfortable and feel safe confiding in him. Terence truly cares for the people in his life, and I am so proud that my partner has the ability to put those around him at ease.
Lara makes me proud when she starts speaking all scientifically about speech pathology.
Terence makes me feel inspired when he and I talk about ourselves and our feelings. The way he looks at life and the way he uses life events to work together is inspiring. Terence constantly wants to work on himself and challenge himself, which pushes me to do the same.
Lara makes me feel inspired when she sings with me.
Something I look forward to on our journey together is perfecting our duets on long car rides. We have come a long way with certain song choices, but I look forward to the day when we have an entire playlist full of perfectly harmonized melodies.
Something I look forward to on our journey together is expanding our already expansive love, whether it's through building a family together, striving always to understand one another more completely, dealing with any curveballs life throws our way, or just continuing to dream together.
Also, I look forward to having a family of our own and creating our own family traditions that our future children can appreciate and look back on as adults the way Terence and I both do. A food that reminds me of my partner is
Ice cream.
he's sweet, refreshing, and I love knowing he is there if and when I need him. I also crave his presence basically all the time.
We love making and eating ice cream. It's one of the earliest things we bonded over. That said, if you know Lara, you'll understand why also most food actually reminds me of her. Really, just the thought of food in general.
My partner brings me joy when he sings. The first time I really met Terence, I heard his voice before I even saw his face. My 16-year-old self heard it as the voice of every Disney prince, and I think I started falling for him a little even back then. When Terence sings, everything else stops. His passion for music and voice hits close to home for me, and when I hear him sing, I am filled with happiness and inspiration.
An anonymous quote states, "Action is a poor substitute for thought." This is more about life than specifically love, but love is certainly encompassed in it. It's the idea that much of the time we feel when a thought or feeling is uncomfortable or even overly exciting, we want to act on it, i.e., just do it. But I believe that we love best only when we take the time to sit and struggle with our own thoughts and emotions. This has already served Lara and I well during our relationship. I would even say it is one of the pillars on which we've built our love.
Wow, you were really good.
So are you.
Thanks.
But I think it's time we let them speak.
Okay. Terence and Lara have written their own vows. This is an opportunity for them to profess their love and commitment to each other and to the world.
Can I have that?
Oh.
That handkerchief.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Just gonna prep.
There you go, dear.
When I was 12, a fortune teller told me I already knew the person I was going to marry. So I spent a large portion of my younger years fantasizing about this mystery man, making checklists and dreaming about what it would be like when I found him. Now, there's a pretty good chance that we had already crossed paths by the age of 12, knowing each other, but not really knowing. So call it fate, destiny, coincidence, that all this time my person was you. There are so many things that I love about you, Terence. There are the obvious things, like your talent, intelligence, your caring heart. But what I've grown to love are the more subtle things. I love it when your hair falls out of place and sweeps your forehead. I love that you take my hand and put it in your pocket when we walk outside in the cold. I love that after dinner and dessert, you tend to pop one more thing in your mouth. One last delicious taste to seal the night. I love that your smile crinkles a little more to the left when you're genuinely excited. I love how weird you are. Your weirdness has brought my weirdness to a whole new level. I love the family that we've created with our scraggly little pup. And my heart melts at the prospect of building a family of our own. And I love how you make me feel. With you, I have never felt more completely myself. You make me feel loved beyond measure, and my love for you is stronger than any feeling I knew existed. You are my family, and with you, I always feel like I'm home. I'm grateful that it was you who charmed your way back into my life, that it is you who constantly challenges me to be the best version of myself, that it is you who wraps me in your arms every night as we fall asleep and kisses me when we say goodbye each morning. Throughout our relationship, we've experienced an alchemy, molding ourselves into the people who we are today. Our relationship has already experienced true happiness, sadness, excitement, sickness, and loss. And with each experience, we have deepened not only ourselves as individuals, but who we are together. So, on this very special day, in front of so many people that we love, I vow to always continue working on myself so I can be the best partner as we move forward together. I vow to always listen to you, even when I'm angry, and to stay on the same team, even if we don't see eye to eye. I promise to take time for myself and for you to let you take time for yourself so that we can continue to live as individuals in the midst of our relationship together. I promise to do my part in keeping us youthful and to remind you that we are never too old to do the things that we loved to do when we were young, even if it means watching you play video games. I promise to always sing with you and to keep music close to our hearts and in our home. I promise to love you on your best days, support and care for you on your worst days, and to make you feel my love all the time in between. I vow to continue loving you today even more than I did yesterday, and to continue to love you more with each day that passes. I love you a whole lot, and I'm so freaking excited to share this part of our lives together.
Lara, I remember our first trip we took together upstate to the Finger Lakes about 4 months into dating. It was snowing and we basically stayed in the whole weekend, singing with my guitar, talking, and most importantly, making each other food. You remember that? What did we make? The Captain Crunch fried chicken? Yeah. It was that weekend I asked you to officially be my girlfriend, and it was also when I began to love you. I was thinking about what it was that made and makes me love you. It's hard to put into words, but I'm going to try. It's your hilarious love of all food and how excited you get at the prospect of it. I love that you're planning your next meal while in the midst of your first meal of the day. I love that you love horror films as much as I do. One of my favorite things is sitting on the couch with you with one hand over our eyes, peeking out through our fingers, waiting for the next scare, and the other arm wrapped around each other. I love the way you look at me with such a desire to understand and know me. And I love that you are so thoughtful about what makes you tick, that you have a desire to better know and understand yourself. I love falling asleep holding your hand and waking up with that beautiful tussle of hair in my face. But most of all, I love your warmth, the way it envelops me, how when I'm having a bad day or I go to a dark place, I can think of it and feel it, and I'm safe. Lara, I love you more than I can say and more than you will ever know. Sometimes a wave of love will crash over me and the strength of it takes my breath away. I used to think love was about reaching the highest emotional highs, but now I know that it is much more than that. Love expands in all directions like the universe, ever reaching outward. Our love is like that, constantly growing, enveloping cold space and making something out of nothing. I want to continue making something, building upon this amazing foundation we've set, and I promise to do just that. I love you completely, and I vow to nourish this love always. I vow to respect, encourage, and trust you. I promise to stand firm by your side no matter what life throws our way. I promise to listen to you. I promise to always strive to know myself better so that I can communicate effectively. I promise to work with you to foster a relationship of equality, knowing that we will build a life far more meaningful together than either of us could imagine alone. I accept you as you are, and I offer myself in return. I will revel in the joys of our life together, and I will hold tight to you when the clouds roll in. I will laugh with you, and I will cry with you. Lara, I will love and cherish you until my dying day.
Matt, may we have the rings? Lara and Terence, the rings you are about to exchange not only outwardly signify your union, but also hold a deeper symbolism. While the circle is often said to represent wholeness, eternity, or perfection, those lofty ideals can be hard to truly grasp.
Therefore, on a more grounded level, today we say just as a circle continues indefinitely, these rings represent the continuous commitment to and striving for a better understanding of one another and yourselves that you agree to undertake together each day.
Now, please place and hold the rings on one another's finger.
I will always love you means nothing unless the mind is fearlessly aligned with the heart. It takes the courage of a warrior to make and keep a vow of love.
Terence and Lara, do you vow to smile and laugh together?
To be inspired by and proud of each other.
Promise to grow with each other and look forward to your endless journeys together.
Bring each other joy through food and song.
And vow to be a warrior to make and keep this commitment in love every day of your lives?
If so, please say, I do.
I do.
And to all of you who are gathered here today, do you promise from this day forward to encourage this couple and to help them, to give them your guidance, and to support them in being steadfast in the promises they make today?
If so, please say, we do.
We do.
Lara and Terence, please close your eyes. Take a moment to recall every magical moment in your life that led you to this point. All the smiles and tears endured, all the meticulous plans that went awry, and the happy accidents that got you back on course. Everything that has ever happened has led you to this miraculous moment, right here. Blink your eyes open. While the words you have spoken have sealed your union, it is the smashing of the glass that truly seals your spiritual union.
The glass once broken may never be truly reassembled. The change is permanent. Likewise, the bonds you have formed today are permanent and spirit-altering. Having entered into the beautiful institution of marriage, your lives have been changed irrevocably for the better.
Like the invisible thread that forever connects you, may your bond of love be as difficult to break as it would be to put back together these pieces of glass.
Now, without further ado, with the power you have honored in us as your officiants, and the power vested in us by universallifechurch.org and the state of New York,
we now pronounce you married. You may now seal your vows with a kiss.
Every ending is creating the space and opening for an amazing new beginning.
As you embark on this amazing new beginning as husband and wife, may you be happy.
May you be healthy.
May you be peaceful.
And may you always be filled with joy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.